There are a ton of amazing legendary armors for both Naoe and Yasuke in Assassin's Creed Shadows that you of course want to get for both the looks and their powerful unique perks. So I'll tell you where to get all the legendary armors and outfits in the game, starting with the last dance of the Onryo for Naoe. Both the mask and the robes can be found in the Wakasa region, with the robes just sitting in a chest at the grave of the 3 emperors. These allow you to cheat death, gaining immunity to all damage for 8 seconds after taking your first fatal hit in combat. The mask of the set is hidden in a cave over here on the map. There is an enemy here, but if you're too low level to beat him, simply use a smoke bomb to get past and grab the item. While wearing it, you'll restore 5% health on hit after using an ability. And with most of these armors, you'll see both pieces come from the same region of the map. So in case of the amazing Onna-Musha armor, you'll need to look for both items in the Yamato region. The robes are locked in the legendary chest at the Uda-Matsuyama castle over here on the map, and these allow you to knock enemies down by sliding into them, which then allows you to follow up with a ground strike, so it can be pretty useful. But way better is the amazing headband found in the Koriyama castle over here on the map. This makes you vault over enemies when you sprint at them, placing you behind them and making them vulnerable in the process. Next, let's head to the Omi region to hunt down the pieces of the Mamushi snake set. The robes can be looted from the legendary chest in Nagahama castle, which is over here, and they'll release a poison cloud from dead bodies after another enemy inspects them. This effect triggers after they are done investigating though, so be a bit patient, but it will poison them instantly. The hood can be looted from the chest in Omizo castle and grants 33% reduced cooldown on ally abilities, which translates to a 4-minute cooldown instead of 6. Unfortunately, with the April 8 update bugging out allies, I was unable to test the actual results. But we are working hard on a video going over that and more secret changes in the update, so subscribe to not miss it and leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it so far. Now let's give Yasuke some love, as he has some amazing gear sets you want to get too. The Extravagant Kabukimono is visually one of my favorites. I really love the long and colorful coat on this one. That one is grabbed from a legendary chest north of the Yura fishing village in the Tamba region, and you want to go here as Naoe, as grabbing the chest requires you to fit through some narrow rocks, which Yasuke cannot do. It restores a full adrenaline chunk on a weak point attack, which means it synergizes really nicely with the perk on the second piece of the outfit, the mask. That makes you automatically perform a weak point attack on a parry, no additional button input required. You find it from an unguarded legendary chest sitting under the Narutaki waterfalls over here on the map. Another great looking armor with an even better perk is the Samurai Daimyo of Legend set. The armor turns you into a glass cannon, as it limits your health to 25%, but it boosts your damage by 75. It can be looted from the chest at Kanki Castle, which lies over here in the Harima region. The helmet, which looks badass thanks to the attached face mask, is found in a legendary chest out in the world, over here near the Nagusano Falls. It triggers the Samurai Stand on a fatal hit, which is a powerful ability that turns all your attacks into posture attacks, and when upgraded also makes you invulnerable for the duration of the ability. Let's go back to more legendary armors for Naoe, as the Yurei-Walker set is perfect for nighttime infiltrations. The robes make enemies less efficient at detecting sound, or in other words, they make you harder to detect. So grab them from the chest at Shoryuji Castle in the Yamashiro region over here on the map. The hood can be found in Yamazaki Castle, also in Yamashiro, and while wearing it, your assassinations remove 2 extra health segments provided you are assassinating from the shadows, which again is why this set is perfect for nighttime stealth. If you're looking for a more combat focused set, the Noh Masterstroke armor has some very powerful buffs, and I really love the colorful robes as well. These can be found from a legendary chest at the Imori cave in Ki, and when wearing the robes, affliction buildup will spread when you kill an afflicted enemy. So it will trigger an affliction cloud, similar to the Stoneheart Kusarigama that we discussed in our best weapons video. We'll link to that one in the video description. So that's great for spreading affliction, but the broken mask also grants plus 20% adrenaline buildup when you build affliction. To clarify, that means that simply filling the affliction meter, not actually triggering it, massively increases your adrenaline generation. For this one, you simply want to head to the Mount Koya viewpoint, as the legendary chest with the mask is hidden close by. Behind some bamboo, you can just attack the break. This next one is a must-have for anyone who likes ranged combat, as the Master Archer set for Yasuke gives a huge boost to ranged weapons. The armor can be looted from the chest in Tsuruga Castle in the Wakasa region, and it improves range damage while out of combat by 200%, granting a ton of extra punch to your opening shot. But the headband might be even better, as it triggers a slow time effect on a headshot, once every 8 seconds. In order to get this one, you want to head to Wakasa as well, then kill the Daisho and open the chest in Kanegasaki Castle over here. There's also a set for Yasuke that helps you counter ranged enemies, the Ship Captain set, and both pieces for this are found in the Omi region. The mask can be looted from Asuchi Castle over here on the map and allows you to reflect projectiles back when parrying, returning them to sender and dealing a little bit of damage to the attacker. The chest is more useful as it gives you a 50% chance to straight up ignore a ranged attack, which you can see as the projectile simply shatters against Yasuke's armor. In order to get it, hunt down all the Daisho in Sakamoto Castle over here on the map and claim your prize from the legendary chest. The Noh Masterstroke Set for Naoe is also a great armor to get, and it can be found early as both pieces are located in the starting region of Izumi Setsu. Head to Kasaki Castle over here and loot the chest for the Tool Master gear, which automatically throws a kunai at the closest enemy after you assassinate someone for a free second kill. The mask can be found in the chest at Amegasaki Castle and makes it so that your shurikens no longer break on impact. That means you're able to freely use them even in combat, as you can always loot them back after use since they don't break anymore. If you want to spam abilities rather than your tools, then you want to head to the Tamba region to grab the Hidden Servant set. In the chest from the Takeda Castle we find the Hidden Servant hat, which doubles the amount of adrenaline you get from assassinations. Paired with the Kosode, which grants 25% adrenaline gained in restricted zones, that means that a single assassination is enough to restore a full adrenaline segment. That item is found locked in a chest in Kameyama Castle over here on the map. In Yamato we can find the Elegant Samurai set for Yasuke, and for a change of pace we don't have to loot a legendary chest from a fort or castle. For the chest piece we want to head to the Megalithic Vault Kofun over here on the map. Obviously you want to enter as Yasuke, as the puzzles require his skill set. This one grants extra posture damage per adrenaline chunk filled, so a great pairing with some of our best weapons for Yasuke. We'll link to the video going over those in the description. The hat is found in Yama Camp over here in the Yamato region. There are some enemies here, but since this is not a fort, you don't have to fight them to open the chest. And it's a pretty worthwhile get too, as wearing this item grants you 5% increased damage reduction per enemy that is in conflict with you. But if you really want to stay on the defensive, you of course want the Defense Master set, which I feel is also the closest we have to an assassin look for Yasuke currently in the game. The head wrap is found in the Harima region in the Miki Castle legendary chest to be precise. It slows down time when successfully dodging, so that's pretty nice. Just be aware of the fact that this effect stops as soon as you attack. The armor is the standout though, as it restores 10% health on hit after you parry an enemy attack, rewarding good defense with extra health to survive the fight. You find that in Himeji Castle over here on the map. A more unique take on survivability becomes available with the legendary samurai armor, which also looks like the final upgrade for Yasuke's starting gear. You get this armor from the Akagi Fort in Ki over here on the map, and its perk allows you to heal over time even while in combat. This effect only starts after 10 seconds of not getting hit, and it also reduces the effectiveness of rations by 50%, so there is definitely a trade-off here. But if you also grab the helmet, rations actually get a new use, as healing now also increases your critical chance by 15%. In order to get that one, we want to head to another fort in Ki, the Tsuchibashi Fort over here on the map, and loot the chest from there. Now let's go back to another set you can grab really early, the Peasant Set for Naoe. Both pieces are found in the starting region of Izumi Setsu, with the ropes being locked in a chest in Osaka Castle. These grant you a minuscule chance of 3% to remove a health segment on hit, and yeah, while the effect is good in theory, it triggers about as often as you'd expect it to, even with fast hitting weapons like a Tanto. And unfortunately, I currently don't have anything positive to say about the Peasant Hat either. The buff should give you a full adrenaline chunk when entering combat, but as of the moment of recording, it does not seem to work. So keep an eye out for patch notes, because this will certainly get fixed in a future update. If you already want to grab it, head to Takatsuki Castle, take care of the Daisho, and then loot the chest. A much better get is the Swift Shinobi set, and both pieces of this sleek looking assassin armor can be found in the Iga region. The ropes grant +2 health segments removed on air assassinations, especially useful in the early game to help take out high health targets. Make your way to the Hijiyama Fort over here and loot the chest to add it to your inventory. The hood is found in the Kamemiyama fort and slows down time whenever you are detected. So nice when you get spotted, but ideally you want to rely on those extra powerful air assassinations, of course. The protector armor for Yasuke might be my personal favorite, and that's not even because of the awesome golden look. No, the armor perk on this set allows you to parry unblockable attacks, so the ones marked by a red glare. Meaning that with this equipped, you can literally parry any incoming attack, provided you get the timing right. It's a reward for defeating all the Daisho in Nijo Palace in the Yamashiro region and opening the chest. In that same region, you can go to Hanazono Castle to also grab the protector's helmet after defeating the Daisho there. This allows you to deal damage when you parry for 50% of your own attack damage, so now you can attack and defend at the same time. If you'd rather try your hand at stealth, or well, as much as Yasuke allows for that anyway, then you want the legendary Ronin set. It looks really cool and both perks on it improve your brutal assassination in some way. Depending on how early you get it, the hat or Kasa is an amazing addition, as the perk increases the damage of Yasuke's assassinations by 2 segments. After upgrading the brutal assassination a couple of times, you don't really need this perk anymore, but then you'll still want the outfit of the legendary Ronin, as it increases your damage in combat by 50% after a brutal assassination. So if you do get spotted when taking someone out, you'll deal much more damage. The outfit is easy enough to get. Simply go to the Miyazu Castle in the Tamba region, defeat the Daisho and open the chest. The Kasa is also hidden in a fort, the Fukuchiyama fort over here on the map, but it might not appear like this on the map for you. That is because this castle is involved in several quests, and only after completing the one called Past and Present for your companion Yagoro will the Daisho start appearing. Then you of course need to take them out before opening the legendary chest containing the item. Oh, and if you don't have Yagoro unlocked yet, I'll link to our video on how to get all allies in the description. Now of course, you can also earn new gear through the Animus projects by completing your weekly objectives. The first project, called Legacy, rewards you with the Cerulean Guise set for Naoe, with the hood unlocking at level 9 and the Kosode unlocking as the final reward at level 21. The Kosode has a neat perk that automatically tags enemies you look at while using Eagle Vision, which easily allows you to tag an entire fort by simply activating Eagle Vision and sweeping the camera around. The hood has a pretty cool design, and it also makes you undetectable for a brief moment while dodging out of a stalking zone, so high grass and bushes that you can use to hide. In the second project, called Awakening, we can find the Cerulean Guise outfit for Yasuke, which is a reskin of the Defense Master set that adds these blue details, with the mask kind of reminding me of Watch Dogs in a way. Unfortunately, that's also the biggest appeal for this set, as the perks on it aren't that great. The mask gives you a 50% chance to loot rations from dead bodies, and while that means you can sometimes loot 2 at a time, it doesn't trigger often enough to warrant using it. The armor restores a full adrenaline chunk on ration use, which is nice and synergizes with the mask, but there are better perks for adrenaline restoration on other items in the game. Now the final outfits I want to discuss are a reward for some of the main story missions. Don't worry, I won't get into any story spoilers, but just be aware that you'll only unlock these armors pretty late in your playthrough. Let's start with the Destroyer Samurai armor for Yasuke, which is a reward for the second target from his personal quest board. After dealing with the Shinbaku, both Naoe and Yasuke have their own storyline that needs completing, and by following Yasuke's story, you'll eventually come across this armor set as a reward for one of the targets. The armor reduces the impact from enemy attacks, making them less likely to interrupt or stagger you. And the helmet increases your damage output by 10% for every 10% health you are missing, rewarding you for fighting at low health with extra damage. And then by fully completing that Yasuke questline, Naoe's questline and Junjiro's personal questline, you'll eventually unlock the game's epilogue at the hideout. Just look for a mission called Out of the Shadows, and after completing that one, you will be rewarded with the Master Assassin set, a beautiful red version of the Japanese assassin armor. The perk on the armor removes 2 extra health segments on an assassination, which, if I'm being honest, is a bit lackluster this late into the game. The perk on the hood is more interesting though, as it means your ground attacks against toppled targets now remove exactly 2 health segments, and this damage also pierces armor. Naoe has plenty of ways to put enemies in this state, so definitely use this hood to make the follow-up even stronger. Let us know your favorite armor in the comments and subscribe so you don't miss our next video. Leave a like on this one if you enjoyed it. You can also watch our video on some of the best weapons in the game by clicking on the screen. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.